In the opulent White House reception hall, Karoline Leavitt, overflowing with self-assuredness, launches a barrage of cutting remarks at the wife of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Leavitt, certain her acerbic words will shatter her rival's composure, basks in her own sense of superiority. Yet when Mark Carney enters the room, Leavitt's bravado dissolves, leaving her speechless and retreating in embarrassment. But before we unpack this electrifying standoff, type Canada in the comments to show your pride, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more high-stakes political drama. The story unfolds beneath gleaming chandeliers, their light illuminating polished mahogany, and a flawless tea service, a nod to diplomatic tradition. Canadian and American flags stand side by side, but the air hums with tension, fueled by heated negotiations over President Trump's 20% tariffs on Canadian products and his bold suggestion that Canada might one day become America's 51st state. While Prime Minister Mark Carney, famed for his compulsive intellect and financial expertise, consults with Trump in the Oval Office, his wife, Diana Fox Carney, joins Canadian officials in this refined parlor, greeted by their American counterparts, led by the outspoken Karoline Leavitt. Diana, graceful and quietly formidable, her Oxford education evident in her thoughtful words, steps forward in goodwill. Ms. Leavitt, she begins warmly, I brought a book on Canadian history, a gesture of friendship, hoping it deepens our mutual understanding. Leavitt gives the gift barely a glance, before tossing it aside with a dismissive grin. Thank you, Mrs. Carney, but America's history keeps us plenty busy, she replies, her tone dripping with disdain. I imagine you're more at home in academic libraries than in the rough and tumble world of trade and power, aren't you? After all, you're just the woman behind the Prime Minister. The Canadian delegation stiffens, one whispering, she's really pushing it. Diana's eyes glint with resolve, but her poise is unshaken. Ms. Leavitt, I studied at Oxford with my husband, where we did more than reg-shaped policies that steered Canada through global storms. You might be surprised by what Canada brings to this partnership. Her words, delivered with precise courtesy, slice through Leavitt's arrogance. The Canadians exchange subtle nods of respect. A seasoned journalist pounces on the moment. Ms. Leavitt, she asks, Canada is America's largest trading partner, supplying vital goods to states like Michigan and New York. If we're so minor, how do you explain America's reliance on us? Leavitt falters. Well, America leads the world in trade. We have many partners, and Canada's just one part of that. Her vague answer elicits a quiet chuckle from the Canadians as Leavitt's confidence begins to wobble. The journalist scribbles, sensing a headline in the making. Trying to regain ground, Leavitt pivots to attacking Canada's very identity. Let's be honest, Mrs. Carney, she declares, voice rising theatrically. Canadians are too polite, always apologizing, always slow to act. You need America's leadership to keep up in the modern world. The Canadian officials bristle. Diana's lips tighten, but her reply is unwavering. Ms. Leavitt, courtesy is a sign of confidence, not weakness. Canadians apologize to preserve harmony, but we never shy away from standing firm. As America's largest customer, fueling your economy with billions in trade, we're not trailing behind, we're leading. Leavitt, sensing the mood shift, doubles down, echoing Trump's rhetoric. With our tariffs, you'll soon realize you need us more than we need you. Maybe you'd do better as America's 51st state. The room gasps at her audacity. Diana leans in, her gaze steady. Ms. Leavitt, Canada is not for sale nor will it ever be. We are neighbors, partners, and, above all, a sovereign nation. You might try respecting that, as we've always respected America's place in the world. The Canadian journalist presses further. Mrs. Carney, when Mark Carney was governor of the Bank of England, he helped guide the global economy through crisis. How do you respond to that kind of resilience? Leavitt, rattled, says, that's just one man, not a whole country. America still sets the standard. The Canadians exchange knowing looks. Leavitt is losing ground. Desperate, Leavitt turns her attack personal, targeting Diana's understated public role. Mrs. Carney, let's be real, women like you, always in the background, can't possibly represent Canada's strength. I'm the youngest White House press secretary, leading with boldness. I don't see your name in the headlines, maybe because you lack influence. The Canadian side freezes. Diana, for a moment, betrays vulnerability. Then, her voice gathers power. I don't measure influence by headlines. I chose to stand beside my husband, to support both our family and country. That's not weakness, it's a choice rooted in the values Canadian women cherish. Unity, sacrifice, purpose. Her quiet words carry weight, silencing the room. Leavitt scoffs. A choice. That sounds like an excuse for staying invisible. Modern women like me take the spotlight and shape the world. Diana's resolve hardens. The truth, Ms. Leavitt, is that Canadian women have built this nation with wisdom and resolve. We don't need to shout to prove our worth. I'm proud to stand with them, contributing in ways that last beyond headlines. The journalist jumps in. Mrs. Carney, how have Canadian women shaped global initiatives? Diana smiles softly. Canadian women lead in education, sustainability, and community building. My work behind the scenes is a form of strength, letting me focus on what matters. My country, my family, and our future. The Canadians erupt in soft applause. Leavitt's smirk fades. Backed into a corner, Leavitt delivers her harshest insult yet. Mrs. Carney, you're just your husband's shadow. You know nothing about real negotiations, or the power of America's economy. Your country is a minor player, clinging to our success. The Canadians are aghast. Diana's hands clench, but her eyes blaze with new determination. If you think Canada is insignificant, Ms. Leavitt, ask yourself, without our resources and trade, what happens to your markets? Canada isn't just a partner, we're a counterweight, and I'm proud of that strength. Leavitt laughs derisively. A counterweight. America's the world's powerhouse. Canada will be begging for our terms soon. Diana's reply is razor sharp. You're wrong, Ms. Leavitt. When my husband was at the Bank of England, I advised on policies that stabilize economies. I haven't just observed negotiations, I've shaped outcomes that mattered. Would you like me to elaborate, or are you afraid of the truth? Silence falls. Leavitt's composure cracks. Her aide tries to rescue her. Ms. Leavitt only meant that tariffs will balance trade. Diana interjects. Balance. Your tariffs violate the US-Mexico-Canada agreement, a fact anyone versed in trade would know. Perhaps review the agreement before making such claims. The Canadians chuckle. Leavitt shrinks, her bravado crumbling. At this pivotal moment, the heavy doors open and Mark Carney enters. Instantly, his presence commands respect. Canadians rise, while Americans remain seated. Carney's calm authority is clear as he greets Diana with a gentle hand on her shoulder. Good afternoon, Diana. Have I kept you waiting? I heard someone was giving you a hard time. The room holds its breath. Diana, her resilience intact, replies, nothing I couldn't handle. Mark, just teaching a lesson in manners. The Canadians stifle laughter. Leavitt's confidence vanishes. Trying to recover, Leavitt faces Carney. Prime Minister, I wasn't causing trouble. Canada would be stronger with a closer partnership. As President Trump proposed, greater alliance could benefit us both. Carney's reply is unyielding. Ms. Leavitt, you call that truth? You insulted my wife, a woman devoted to our nation's strength. Canada doesn't need advice from those who disregard our values. Our sovereignty isn't up for negotiation. Leavitt protests. You're twisting my words. Canada needs America's markets and leadership. Carney's tone sharpens. We don't need lessons. Ms. Leavitt, I'm proud of my wife and our country. Both stand tall, rooted in resilience and respect. The Canadians lean in. The Americans shift uncomfortably. Leavitt's composure flickers as Carney's words reshape the room. Cornered, Leavitt declares, Prime Minister, I speak for America. Canada needs us more than we need you. Your wife knows it. Her words fall flat, met with disapproval from the Canadian side. Carney's response is calm but resolute. Ms. Leavitt, true strength is defending what matters: family, country, honor. You've shown neither respect nor understanding. Diana adds, she'll learn. Mark, though it may take time. Leavitt grasps for footing. Our tariffs will fix trade imbalances. Diana interrupts. Your tariffs violate our agreement. Perhaps review the facts before bold claims. The Canadians laugh softly, a quiet rebuke. An American official, sensing the collapse, steps in. Prime Minister, we regret any misunderstanding. Carney's reply is polite but firm. Thank you, but respect isn't found in apologies, it's proven by actions. I hope the White House remembers that in future dealings. Leavitt, face flushed, exits with her aides, avoiding the Canadians' gaze. The Canadian officials applaud softly, a testament to the Carney's triumph. Carney addresses the room, his words deliberate and inspiring. Today, we've witnessed Canada's strength not just in words, but in character and unity. Canada isn't just a country, it's a promise of respect, solidarity, and resilience that no insult can break. The Canadians' pride is palpable. Diana, holding his hand, grins. And let's remember, Mark, we're patient but never pushovers. The tension dissolves into shared laughter. A Canadian official asks, Prime Minister, shall we continue? Carney smiles. Absolutely. Canada doesn't pause for an insult. We move forward, as always, with purpose and pride. The Canadians rise, their applause swelling, while the Americans remain seated, their silence acknowledging the Carney's moral victory. Hand in hand, Mark and Diana Carney stand as living symbols of Canada's enduring spirit. Their quiet strength and unity speak louder than any rhetoric, a reminder that Canada's true power lies in the resilience of its values and its unwavering commitment to sovereignty. In the aftermath, the press erupts. The Globe and Mail hails Diana as a symbol of Canadian women's strength, praising her wit and poise. CBC News highlights the Carney's unity, declaring Canada's greatest asset is its people, unwavering in defense of our honor. The New York Times calls Carney's closing words, Canada is a promise, a rallying cry for a nation under pressure, proof of formidable resilience. Even conservative American outlets, while defending Leavitt, note the respect Carney commanded, acknowledging private admiration from us officials. Canadian media frames the event as a defining moment, a showcase of Canada's global composure, with Diana and Mark Carney emerging as icons of national pride. This is more than a war of words, it's a testament to Canada's enduring strength, rooted in unity, pains, and resolve. The Carneys didn't just defend their own honor, they stood for every Canadian who cherishes our independence and shared values. Their victory over Leavitt's arrogance proves that together, Canadians can meet any challenge. The promise of respect, solidarity, and resilience lives on in us all. Embrace the values that make Canada strong, from quiet community spirit to bold defense of sovereignty. Let's keep our promise alive. If you're proud of Canada, inspired by the Carneys, or just love a good showdown, comment Canada below. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Let's show the world what our nation is made of.